Mm-hmm. Yeah. So interesting. 10 to 20 times more than the regular one pass, and then still 2 to 3 times more as far as getting enough of the ozone and oxygen mixture into the blood, right? That's how many times more that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And and wondering the filter, because some people are watching what's going on with the filter. Sometimes there's like foaming going on. Do you think that means anything? What people see that gets collected at the filter.
Yeah, the $1 million question. It's funny because when we first got into this, like there's basically nobody in the US. There's only like 2 or 3 other people in the US doing this. And so it's kind of become a thing. And there was a lot put out there that the filter was collecting a bunch of junk or heavy metals or parasites or toxins. And my take after listening to trying to keep up on all the blogs and everything and sending in some tests ourselves and listening to what other doctors may have done, including like cut open the filters and actually send those in for testing, is that there definitely is junk that is collected in that. From the filter, there's a little bit of vacuum suction to it. And so people end up with some liquid and or foam. And that's this, like, used to think of it as an oil change because we're filtering out a bunch of crap, right? And crap being, again, heavy metals, parasites, plastic toxins, whatever it is, right? You name your toxin. And take after a few years of this, like, back and forth discussion, is it definitely takes out some of that. But my question is, how clinically useful is that? Because I don't believe that there's that much being taken out. And the blood is just a small portion of our body. And so just call it units. Say I have 100 units of, I don't know, cyanide in me. Like, let's use a nice deadly one, right? Let's say we have 100 units of cyanide in me. Probably only 1 or 2 of those units is going to be in the blood. The rest of that is going to be in the soft tissue. And so if I do a really like the perfect EBOO session and pull out those 1 or 2 units of cyanide, well, the moment that's out, 1 or 2 more units of cyanide is going to come out of the tissues and go back into the blood. So have I decreased the amount of cyanide in me? Yes, absolutely. Yes, i.e., yes, my answer is there's junk coming out. Is it clinically relevant? I don't really think so.
Okay. Well, thank you for your honest answer, which is a underestimation of what can be done with this treatment that you're so passionate about, right? Because a lot of people wish that you're pulling all kinds of gunk, and this is that they want to feel that this is a miraculous, a tremendous hope for a lot of people who think they're very toxic.
Exactly, and that's kind of it. That goes back to like, there's EBOO, which is an incredible therapy, but I never want to say someone should go from here straight to EBOO. That's like never having driven a car and then going straight for the Ferrari. Like, we got to do the basics first. We got to do the lifestyle. We got to do some testing, figure out what you're really toxic in, right? Work on taking that out. And then once you are doing a good, well-rounded job of taking care of your health, then we go on to EBOO. And maybe you're a biohacker or anti-aging longevity person who's doing most of those things. None of us are perfect, right? But if you're doing most of those things, then you can absolutely add on EBOO for kind of that extra enhancement, right? Because we know from studies, from having done 2 rounds of studies, that it lowers inflammation, it lowers blood stickiness, it improves kidney function, it improves like the whole cytokine panel. One of the second round of study that we did in 2023, I was like, we checked like 18 or 20 cytokines, different cytokines, some pro-inflammatory, some anti-inflammatory. And it's like the overall profile definitely got better. And so it's like we have the data now to show that it does what we thought it did and what we hoped it did.